You acted like a fucking man. Were you going to shoot him when you got to the door? Absolutely. That's why I had the gun out. I was definitely going to shoot him. They already knew I was a shooter. All right, we can't keep you in this family no more, because if we keep us together, it's going to explode. The Gambinos talk for you. We're going to release you to the Gambino family with no restrictions. We're always going to be your friend. You got to give me one promise that you won't hurt Ralph Spiro. So if that's what the decision is, okay. I turn around and get back in the car with Tato. We're going back. And he says, from here on in, you're with us. You're with me directly. You embarrass me, us, do anything without my permission, you'll die in this family, right away. No questions asked. We went on a limb for you. I says, all right, I want you in my fucking club every day. Sit with me. I'm gonna know every time you get a pimple, every time you get laid. No matter what the fuck you do in life, I'm gonna know. I'm gonna get to know you better than you know yourself. My life starts in the Gambino family. And it's a whole nother story, and I can't get into too much. I think I'm getting into too much already. People from the book and the podcast are gonna go apeshit on me when they hear this.
I guess the part is though, so now you get in, and at what point do you get introduced to Gotti, where you and Gotti's relationship starts developing?
I don't meet Gotti. Gotti does something and goes to jail for a little while, a couple of years. That guy they shot in the bar, he didn't even shoot him. That's what was in the movie, but that's not true.
Let me ask you just a question before you go there. I've heard two stories that Gotti and Junior never killed anybody. From your experiences, did you ever hear about them killing anybody themselves? Not putting the hit on somebody else doing the work, them doing it themselves.
I don't think so. I don't remember if he pulled the trigger, if he didn't pull the trigger. But I'll tell you right now, I wouldn't bank on him not being able to shoot you.
You wouldn't bank on him not being able to shoot?
Yeah, he'd shoot you in a fucking hot minute like that. I don't know about John Jr., but the father would kill you in a hot minute. I didn't pull the trigger all the time. I was basically the guy who headed and planned the hit. And let me tell you really quick how that happened. Tato really got to know me, and he said, Sammy, why are you always the front guy in when you go steal? With your Gumbada alley boy, you go in, you're the first guy, stick them up, do this, do that. Why are you always the first guy in? So I said, I don't know. That's just the way we do it. And alley boy, he's my Gumbada. He's got my back. He's a tough guy. So he says, listen, I know he's a tough guy, but alley boy's not that smart. Would you agree with that? Yeah. He's dumb as wood sometimes. Okay, so you are smart. He said, you know what happens? You go in, he's taking you back. Something happens, he has to rearrange everything and make things happen so you get away. And he ain't got the brains. Don't you think it should be the other way around? He goes in first, you have his back. If something happens, you can react like this. He can't. And if he does react like that, it's always going to be something crazy. And I love Ali Boy. I'm not knocking him. He's telling me. And I love him too. He's my Gumbada. He's godfather to my daughter. You know, he's reactionary. He just reacts. He don't think when he reacts. So I said, I never looked at it that way. He said, later on in life, when you go do a hit, it's not the guy who pulls the trigger you got to worry about. It's the guy who plans it. The guy who plans that guy can't get away, number one. And number two, that you all get away. You're a planner. Go home and look in the fucking mirror.